microphone basically sits. Alright. So, I am slightly forward because one of the quests that I was doing was fishing up this very special herring, and it was worth 500 at the time. But then I'm guessing in a small way I ended up selling, or I collected a bunch and then it turned into a value of 100. I was originally thinking, you know, oh, maybe you could, you know, sit here and farm this for a little bit, get some money. And then, yeah, kind of correctly, the price of the fish changed to 100. So I got a tiny bit of money, and then that was it. So decided to go ahead and stop doing that. Because, you know, maybe you could farm that for a little while, not stream today, and then just knock that out, you know, have some funds. But not the case. So, back where we were fishing. And then we are currently heading towards that. Which, if you head along the coastline, which is kind of what we've been doing, the fishing spot's like over there. And so if you take this, you'll eventually end up in a really cool cave, which technically takes you to the last known location of that ship over there.
This is my lucky.
So I'm just a little too worried about enemies being strong. Okay, that's fine. Currently to be expected. I am working with Tainted again, which is very different. What was that again? I mean, oh, it's a necklace. Yeah, so, yeah. We'll do that one. Okay, you see that sail over there in a game like this where you might think it's something else? Over here and noticed that my campfire was technically still lit. So, it's still lit. one particular fight. Again, I'm relying on memories of basically doing archery, but at the same time, you know, archery is sneak damage for a large portion of my build. So, if something, you know, if I caught something's eye, I would eventually draw the sword board and then eventually dual swords in order to. That's something I've never noticed. I never picked that up, I think. Ooh. That's kind of cool, actually. Yeah, there's the exit for the whole circle. If I really wanted to, and I crafted the potion, well, it's 80% jump height, but I probably it's like a way to ignore all the enemies instead of actually having that I'm not having to be stealthy, I am feeling a little like I'm free to kind of run. Not really something I should be doing. Really not a bad spell. Dude will come through that walkway. Shield probably doesn't work on it. Gonna say, there's no way that there's two tide piercers. basically go tell her what we found. I don't know. Some enemies still hit pretty hard, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm hitting good enough to make any encounter possible or That's okay. Nope. That's broken. I have a lot of HP considering the point I'm in the game, and if he can just, for one sage, just instantly provide a ton of healing.
Someone's out there.
Pretty good. How to feel about this particular quest because so behind me is a guy in a cage. I just got the key to it, and I can let him go, and then I can meet him at a particular location that triggers a particular interaction between him and then a group of enemies. 36 is it. And as much as I want to, like, organically figure out how certain things work, this is probably one of the quest lines where I'm like, what is even the point of doing it at all? So you'll have to excuse me, but I'm way more interested in learning that for myself. So both basically have some sort of choice. I don't know. The other one has sided with him, and so in theory, because I'm a stealth archer and I'm for the rebellion, I'm for pushing back, I should probably do it. And granted, I'm not saying I'm not in the same mindset for this game with the shield character, because realistically, to fight Galahad, I have to align a certain way. So I'm all for it, but I guess for the what is it? What was there was a quest I did the opposite. This is kind of like that option where like you can kind of do the opposite of certain directions. So for this one, I'd probably end up going against him, becoming a member of that group. But it just doesn't lead. Honestly, I don't think it matters. It works better gameplay-wise, I think. But again, I could always just choose to not complete the quests if I feel uncomfortable doing them.
Help! Help! I'm here! Help! Much better. I suggest we leave quickly.
Basically, he's a guy who is committed to destroying a specific guild that exists. And I knew that before reading into it, but in my current playthrough, when I decided to side with him rather than the guild, I felt a moral confliction about who I was being asked to eliminate. And I wasn't exactly happy with that principle, because it's like, I don't want to do that, you know? It's like, I understand this is a quest line, but you're asking me to do something that I personally am not fully committed to doing and not invested in. So in that one, I feel like I should have just said, you're on your own. In this one, it's kind of like, if I go to the other character, I can always come back, do the things I'm being tasked to do to eventually get the rewards for the end of the quest. Which, because of where I'm at, I could always just I don't know. I'm still indecisive, because if I commit to doing it to the other quest, you know, and actually just going ahead and seeing it through, then I could always see the other side of it this way. Even though it feels like it should be switched. I feel like in this one I should side with them, even though I'm not wanting to. But I don't want to side on the other group either. I don't know. Because it's just gameplay. It's not like it really matters.
I overheard them mention the ruins of Roscary. It's a tiny village, long abandoned. But if you're thinking of ambushing the crow, I beg. However, if we pretend you're the bandit supposed... They didn't keep me in prison for nothing. I can defend myself. I just need my hands freed. I propose we meet near Roscary and deal with the crow together. Thanks to you, if they don't get me, they'll just find 3 others like me, and the horror will continue.
See, it's weird. It's like the dilemma is, you take a quest line which both of them potentially ask you to just kill people, and as much as it's like, oh, bandits are, you know, black and white, this is asking you to, you know, handily deal with people that have some sort of role in the world, that aren't aggressive, and it's like, you're either just agreeing with their ideals and proceeding forward, or you're not agreeing with their ideals and you're just completing a quest anyway. I didn't look at the quest rewards because I'm not interested in that. I may just bite the bullet, go do the other character, and maybe instead of saving, I'll just do his quest line and see how far it goes and see how I feel about it later on. And with this one, it's like, if I decide to meet him there and then side with Crow, then I could see where that goes. Just because the problem is that the Crow is a stealth group, and that would be way better with my other character. And then, I don't know. The other thought was, you're free now and you're on your own. Just completely be, neutral about the situation, at least this time. And then the next character, maybe it'll matter. We'll just see how it goes.
Excellent. Thanks to our...
It's in a village, and I guess maybe the best way to approach would be this way. Can't really see the buttons, so I have to check to see if they're really shouldn't go into a village full of enemies and fight them at night. That doesn't really make a lot of sense. He's not showing up anytime soon. Come here, bud. Stay.
Could I? It took place after my death, and I was not summoned back when it happened. Yet I believe they did what had to be done. If the Four-Dweller was a threat, one that could neither be questioned nor studied, then he had to die. You do not understand how dreadful these creatures are. Even with the weirdness weakened, they remain formidable foes. We cannot fault these people for defending themselves.
cabbage rolls with weird meat. I ever got this one. This doesn't look familiar. Successful parries increase block to 100%. Successful parries increase block to 100% for 6 seconds. Oh. It says increases it to 100%. So if you parry an attack, then for 6 seconds, in theory, the shield will absorb all of the damage being dealt to you. That's an interesting defensive... Ooh, 9 to 14. It's an interesting setup where if you parry one attack and then you just block, and you've got stuff that says, you know, like when you take damage and all this stuff where like you're just thorns. This is the kind of defensive item where like if you parry one attack and then just sit there and block, in theory for 6 seconds you won't take any damage. But most likely, even if the block is negating all of the damage, you should technically still be receiving damage before doing thorns. It's worth looking at. I'll say that for sure. But I've definitely never found it. So that's another shield. Come on.
You're welcome. This is going to Ha! That's all you've got. This is going to hurt.
No.
This is going to hurt. You made a big mistake.
Yeah, I wasn't getting that one.
Ha! That's all you've got.
No, that's all. Yeah, I came in here and pillaged the whole thing. I don't know if it was, Tainted, you're right. That's something I want to know. No, that's contradictory. Contradictory statement, but like,
don't
never
think you
return.
should be doing that.
But if you give him her head, he can return to the village, and they can kind of overlook the scar, the brand, in order for him to be with his
Please,
wife.
don't that's you.
Also, why do I know about the brand if I don't even know about most things going on in Avalon? Also, that seam? Mm-mm.
In the horns of the south. I've been... But they won't let me in. And what if they tell me to take it off? Blasted cat. Wait. Oh.
Interesting that you don't have a choice. You can just automatically just do that. It's just like you hand it over. That's the only option you get. But, I mean, I don't mind. What a dick. Now I'll have a better memory of like what is here. Really tempted to go check to see if ignore them, but I do need to. Read this. Get Ah. Surprised it didn't tell me that.
Who's there? The living don't come around here without a good reason. What do you want?
Oh!
To bring me peace? The quiet I so long for? Ask for a blessing from the shrine? You don't want to do that. It never ends well. I'm haunting the shrine, against my will.
This is new.
I'm Kendall. Or I used to be. Hard to tell if I still... I don't know. I'm too stupid for this. I once thought ghosts and wraiths must be wise. But that wasn't what you asked me. I don't remember much. I was a keeper, a lance corporal. There was an ambush, bandits. They killed me on the spot. It was right here, exactly in this spot. And from that very moment, my place is there. I remember Berg. The others are a blur. I know we had a strong bond. We knew each other for years, served together for years. I need to finish my service. I need to rest somewhere more appropriate. Take my remains. Find Berg. He'll know what to do. That's all.
This is a new quest. Probably not much of one, but we'll see how it develops. That's very cool. Oh. So I still have to... because it's not in this very spot, it's over to the side. Okay. I've definitely been here. I looked around, you know, like dug up the chest, got the gloves or whatever, and I guess I didn't think much of it, although I guess I was also exploring it not during the day. Anything here in this weird wall? Probably just a long wall that leads to that castle. Yeah, okay. We'll go around it, because I don't think I looked around the outside. Sanctuaries. I wish if you favorited something, you wouldn't store it. Yeah, they didn't. They haven't reset yet. I'm very tempted to force it. Reset. Somewhere where there's a lamp. I can't rest. Of course, if all the bandits respawn, that would be kind of terrible. Enemies are not forced into the space. That would be nice. One, and then this would have to be bigger. I'm not the biggest fan of the forcing things to spawn in order to harvest them, but due to my gear being a very rare material, it's kind of. That's the graveyard, and then the sunken village. Yeah. Okay. And then I'm gonna have to remember. I'll have to get used to where this is, because I don't remember. Like it's just forcing the resources spawn in. Is that like short enough? I was really hoping that would be like a very obscure, like, oh, turns out you can interact with this and then get, you know, Figured I'd check. So just left over here is... I think I'm at air quotes 9 now. I really don't have enough money, but that's I may just start manually depositing the stuff myself. Just because I would like my sage and my mandrakes to stay on. So I use it.
Looks like you've got stiff competition. Some old codger brought in the head of Bold Kate. Freshly severed from what I've seen. I hadn't even posted a bounty yet, but I gave him the reward anyway. Gotta keep that kind of spirit alive. Please, state your business.
Yep, I gotta go check on him.
You're my favorite killer. Sinan the Giant. He used to rob travelers on the road. And if he was... Now his hefty body is lying in pieces in a puddle. Do you keep bandits? Go chop.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you spam click, you know, a little too fast, then you could inadvertently hit somebody and then just cause everybody to be mad. I've done it once. It was not great. And it caused me to lose progress. Let's see. My leather is low. Sure. I'll pseudo heal anytime I defeat an enemy. This is his. Restore 60 stamina delivering a killing blow. Kind of incentivizes, even though, yeah, it's 40 stamina, only does 32 to 35, which I think is awful. If you're able to either do chip damage or just in general like enough damage, then you basically just refund your swing. I don't think I need to do this. Hit once for that one. $2,000. I mean, I can afford it. This one's easier because it's more affordable material. Actually, the smarter thing would be to store. Go to take. Maybe if I save it like that, like favorite in this space, I'll be able to don't know where this would be. It's not enough, but soon there is an item, and I think it would be a fairly visible.
It's nice to have a break.
And I feel like, to add context to this, there's a way that you can do a run where you're using farm equipment, and you could do like a pickaxe, the shovel, the fishing rod, and the the wood cutting axe. And there's a, like, kind of air quotes, there's a goal that you can do by, what is the thing? Oh, the doctor. There's a thing you can do where you can get to Act 2. And pick up a pair of gloves that basically says, like, if you're using the 4 general pieces of equipment, you can do double damage. So it makes the first part of the game, like, fairly miserable because they're weak two-handed items with no special attacks.
Ah, that's you. You're dead. One you've earned. I'd ask you to first, then.
And now he wants me to fix,
No. Oh, yeah. Cool. Oh, some old man came to the Cape carrying the head of a dreadful bandit leader. All because he wanted to join his wife here in the Horn. And here. See, but were you? But play.
you're gonna have to clear some wood. I don't have any wood, but I figured I'd grab it. Let's grab this. This is essentially the way. So it's over here. She was over here on her own. Now she's
I promise you, dear, Cat is dead. We're safe here now.
And they just let you in with that brand. No trouble at all.
No, none at all. You see, I had some help. Oh, you're here. Good. This is my savior, the only one who took down Bald Cat. I really owe you for that.
No need to worry, love. As long as we're together, we'll be just fine.
Yes. I hope they'll let us stay here a bit longer. We'll make ourselves useful.
My poor dear.
Here.
And this...
Yeah, they are sweet. They are actually, genuinely getting this together. I'll go ahead and fix this first since it's right here. And then, let's see, bag. What is it, this one? 15. 16 wood. I need to go do it just so that it's done and out of the way. So that when it regenerates, I'll have enough then. There's also going to the mines because I need to go talk to the husband. And get that over with.
Unbelievable. The book clearly described a figure like a menhir. Oh, no. I never thought it could be actual Fordweller. Probably one of the lost. Elvis never described him as a living, intelligent creature. More like a piece. And there was so much we could have learned from him. Well, that doesn't change the fact that I was terribly wrong. Oh, what is he?
Yeah, and then you get paid and then a bunch of XP. I actually have no idea how many points I have right now, which I'm not terribly worried about it. Repairing the village, best friends forever. Oh! So he's the guy out here overlooking this. Where is it? I'll just... Okay, I want to work. Probably because it's nighttime. Okay.
What do you want? Who are you? Bloody hell. Not another ghost. Leave me alone. I swear if you don't leave me alone, I'll kill you.
I'd love to see you try.
Take this away from me. Don't you know this kind of thing tends to bring bad luck? I don't want to see him again. I went there one evening. Gods only know why. I could feel something odd. Like I had Kendall thrashing around in my head already, calling to me. I've never been a godly man, you know. One time I visited a shrine, and look what that got me. A ghost hovering over my head. I dug around a bit looking for Kendall's remains, and then I heard... At first, I thought it was a wild animal, or some weird beast. Thinking about it now, I guessed it must have been Kendall. He was letting me know he was coming. Damn him. All right, I went there, and Kendall didn't say a thing about a burial at sea. All he said was that he won't know peace until he takes me with him to the underworld. I may be old, but I don't want to go there yet. The idea terrifies me. Now I see what he's up to. He's using you to remind me of his threat. It's because... well, he trusted me the most. And I was the one who let him down. When push came to shove, I blew it. Tagden was arguing for the bandits to only take Kendall, and I didn't make a peep. I still remember the way Kendall was looking at me when they were slitting his throat. I don't know. Tagden and Finley seem fine, but I've felt bone-crushing guilt ever since it happened. Wouldn't you be wondering if you could have done something more than just beg for mercy? Finley lost his tongue, Tagden his hand, and me. Now I'm an old hobbler missing a leg. We all have wounds to remind us of what happened until the day we die. Please, take his remains away from here. Maybe say a good word about me to his ghost. My years of guilt must surely be enough penance.
How am I gonna interact with that part? Oh, I just go back to where he was?
That's good news. When the key... And what about...
Yeah, and then yeah.
Thank you. A few nights I added it. You're welcome.
Oh, you turned really far. They really were trying to come after me, weren't they? Oh, lost things. That's right. I really do need to go finish that real quick. And then I can kind of do a bit of a loop. Nobody owns anything this far out. I guess just head back to the village. Forces you, but he like bucks you off and changes. It's like, you little bugger. You're right there,
Well, have you got Yes, this is exactly what I was looking for. A human doing my work. I can't take it. You've been just a great source of fun. All right, time for my... And... Oh, you must. Safe travels.
Maybe, well, it said it raised my sneak. I'm wondering if the air quote gift she gave me was just like some sneak XP. I guess that's the next thing I should touch on. And there's the cheese. Everything has a leash.
Berg, some friend he was, got me real good. Tadgan and Finley also did their part. Tadgan goaded those bandits quite nicely, so they killed me, but not them. But Berg, he was the reason it all fell apart. Damn bastard. Why should I stop haunting him? Out of pity? Nah, he deserves it.
Probably should have saved just to see what these do.
Oh, I didn't know how else to find him. Now you've led me to him. Thank you for that. I'm not entirely convinced that morality of mortals is something I should be concerned about, now that I'm dead. But all right, I'll consider it. Maybe, just maybe,
is down here, which is the fast travel to get to him. Let's see. I guess I can just go to that, make things easier. I'm glad the game loads as I'm literally sprinting across the countryside. These are all already. There is a bit of a challenge that I want to do with this, like, quest line, because if you complete this, you get a spell from him that's just very silly.
I can smell it. Sour herring with cheese. I can only by expanding our desires and fully embracing pleasure can we, the unfortunate beings thrust into this sorrowful world, hope to find a few roses among life's thorns. You will never be free from the smell of sour herring, and you should never want.
Yeah, that's completed. I've got XP. You get a spell from him. Rimpolt's Revenge. Bleed a certain amount of health in order to create cheese in front of you, which I don't really understand why that would even be a thing. Slowly turn the target into cheese. So 6 spirituality, 8 mana a second. It works like a status affliction. As you're channeling it onto an opponent, you're slowly building up this meter that, if eventually becomes full, will physically turn it into cheese. Now, in order to get this quest, doesn't take much. You go to the city, talk to the chick, talk about the other thing that you could be doing. Essentially, you have to beat up a few bandits, which is perfectly fine, because there's no, like, requirements beforehand. It's not like, oh, can you beat the game with cheese only? That's not really what I'm doing. It's more like you would use spells, and then eventually you pick up the quest, and then from there you would simply only use cheese. So everything you'd be fighting, you know, you'd try to be stacking a bunch of stuff to make yourself stronger. If I make my companion I have to be near him, but basically at any given time he's near me. It's a pretty cool side effect. I'll just do this. Oh, shit, I can't believe. Yeah, he's on this side of the mines, I believe.
Damn it, I should have guessed she'd hire you. I was hoping she'd notify the keepers and then just forget about me after a week or two. I cut off my finger, just in case someone did come looking. I hoped they'd find it and bring it to Alyssa as proof that I was gone. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it. I guess I didn't think it all the way through. And yeah, I wasn't expecting it to hurt so much. Clearly, I was considering making a deal with one of the local gangs to stage an actual kidnapping, but I thought better. I didn't want to disappear forever, but I was afraid they might do their job a bit too well. Oh, you have no idea. I had to get away. I'm finished with her, with everything. Oh, please, you know my wife. She even now she has decided she wants to stay here, to leave Camelot, leave our entire life behind and move to the middle of nowhere. And I bet in 2 months you'll want to move again. Maybe to the Forlorn Swords or somewhere equal. I just can't take it anymore. I'm too old for this. I want a loving wife, a family, some damn stability.
he at last? When I arrived in Camelot, I had money, but I lacked useful connection. As for Alyssa, she was young, beautiful, and, well, we barely spoke before the wedding. I thought it was their strict traditions, but really they probably didn't want her scaring me off. I hoped she'd settle down eventually, but these people, they're just different. Leaving a woman like Alyssa isn't that simple. Believe me, it was simpler to cut my losses, grab what money I could, and start over as far away from the... No, she doesn't. She's only interested in having a husband who fulfills... But when that... No, and believe... Please... Oh, thank you. A young... Well, then...
Whether you agree to it or not, he's going to tell you that he's leaving. Granted, I will say this. I hadn't tried other options. Maybe I hadn't tried a different option that might get him to stay. I just don't necessarily think it's fair. It's the same thing. Like, he doesn't want to be married to her, and he knows that he can't unmarry her. So he simply has to just disappear into the void and accept the fact that he's just going to have to... His situation's going to have to be worse off because, you know, he can't simply just return and, you know, things be, you know, keep up.
My peace.
You don't know. That's nighttime. I don't have much money on me. No. I'm tempted to actually wait because you could sell the place to her. But I don't know. It's just another quest line where I feel like I could just convince her to stay. There is a house you can buy. I'll buy it. No, it's kind of like, you know, doing slightly different things from the previous playthrough. I'll just buy it, but I can't talk to her until I have it. That's what I'm waiting for. Was it all the way north? Yeah, I know where he is. I'm not 100% sure on what I want to do. I may want to go north and go this way, because if I can't have access to this and then win that fight, then there's one quest. There's a vendor I can buy from. Why is my max HP less? Oh, it's because I'm wearing the encumbrance ring, right? Yeah. See, attack speed increased by 5%, is not bad. Yeah, see, that's... This one's interesting because you have to be at full HP, and that's very difficult to do unless you eat something and force your body to heal. And as long as you're not taking too much damage, there's always a way for you to get back to full HP. And if both of them bump, that's one thing. Because if you notice, the total is 25 before being upgraded. And it might be worth it. But, like, I don't know. It feels not worth it in the long run. There's the ritual which requires talking to him. There's traveling the coast, and then there's, you know, again, traveling the coast. And then I've done everything. The only thing I hadn't done technically is Smuggler's Bay's dungeon, which I can do it. I just don't want to fight the final boss. The boss is what's got me kind of terrified. Again, I could be overqualified to fight it, but I do feel like it would be a very difficult fight. So, maybe it's worth it in the long run. This is going to be annoying, because it's a weirdness beast. Or a weirdness deer. I feel like I really have to, like, chase after it. There's a bit more exploring to do. I wanted to go this way and then kind of clear this first. Then maybe make my way left. Kind of already did this. There's not much to find. And then there's like going and checking with everybody, make sure I've done quests for everyone. Put my usual campfire over here. And okay, so it's just 2. 2's not bad. So this is, yeah, 10% of what was it, 40 is 4, so it's not helpful. I don't need this. Invincibility frames. Not really. And then no. Healing's not bad. So the amount of health food gives you is 10% greater. And then, in theory, however much health you're receiving is increased by 10%. So it's like it stacks food, but it affects more than food. Which technically it affects the little guy, because I think as he's healing me, that would be incoming healing. So it buffs that by 10%. But It feels like stacking food would be better. And then... these aren't really required. Go to endurance, and this is good. I don't think I have anything that heals me, so if I wanted to start doing this perk, I can. And then, what is it? I could just do this and this, just for it to be done, or I could wait on it. I'm hoping at some point, maybe there's like some hidden tech or something I'm not aware of that lets me not necessarily have a greater advantage, but what I mean is I'm doing damage, don't get me wrong, and with shields I probably will have to go crit. That's probably not really that's probably a conversation that I'll have to eventually have, where like I'll have to build everything up so that I'm playing into crit. It probably makes the most sense. Because it's 6%, and then consecutive punching on a specific enemy will increase it over time, making it to where, in theory, because I'm sitting at what, 6% without any points into the thing, so it'd be 12, and then if you hit an enemy enough times, it'd be 32, and then you increase it by 11, so 43. You can start getting pretty close to, you know, like 1 in every 3, you know, swing essentially will get you there, but only after you fought the same target and kept up the consistent punching. This into this isn't bad. Where are the points that oh. Fighting with two different weapons of different types. I think that's like sword and shield. Dagger and something else. I feel like it's not like 2 different shields. It's as if that, you know, you have to have 2 different categories of items. Sword, dagger, wand, and, you know, something else. So it doesn't really work. I feel like it wouldn't work the way that I'm thinking it would. Which means, like, if you grab this, and then you go to practicality, right? And then you grab this, that's 2 separate 10% increases, meaning in theory I'm giving myself like 8 more points. And I think it's probably fine. And then if I level up, I don't really plan on doing much with these 3. This one for sure. This one is more or less eh. And then, yeah, critical chance, you know, is a good thing. But there's also, if you level up and just really push your characters, So I think it went from 81 to 91. And yeah, I mean, it's a great idea, especially if the next point, not skill tree. If the next point, oh no, it is at 60. Okay, it is full. I gotcha. So,
What a nice day.
I can buy wood from him, and that would give me enough. But no point. Have to be careful about that. Pretty much choosing not to sell any of this stuff because any and all of them are worth money. And then when I do the big dumping of all of my stuff and selling it all, then I do want to get the most value out of everything I've got. Upgrade. Yeah, 2 grand. Not really sold on the boots, I'll be honest. We're now at 40, essentially. And 60% of 40 is 24. And in air quotes, 24 points of additional damage being applied is pretty nice. Uh, 92 to 95. I'll take the HP. 158 HP is pretty good. always able to do maybe like a little bit. I was able to do either equal or less than half.
You had your chance.
Yeah, that one's not bad. Keeper's Cape. Would be a nice item to have at some point if it's possible, but
Start something.
it's weird that he disappeared.
You had your chance.
Also, yeah, important NPCs can be defeated with execute, but you can't. But regular NPCs, yeah. But yeah, it's getting better. I think the biggest thing will be fighting what? The bigger enemies. If we head north, you've got this fight, which probably isn't going to be tough, and then there's a fight in a dungeon that's going to potentially be tough, just because of the nature of the boss that you're facing, and then there's the queen. Technically, the bandits aren't like really they aren't pushovers either, because while I was fighting them, it still took several hits. I think part of it comes down to how well can I handle taking hits and dodging and dealing with the things that are in front of me. How well can I deal with them? How well can I keep myself alive? And then when I'm facing these enemies, right? Sure, it's gonna be a matter of like whittling them down, but if I've got plenty of HP and I've got like really good food, then realistically it turns into a battle of attrition, you know? Can I last long enough to fight these enemies and stuff like that? Can I learn their attack patterns and, you know, dodge and move and stay alive and stuff like that? And that's really where it's going to come down, is, you know, this is what you need to do. It's not about one-shotting, you know, enemies like, you know, the stealth archer build. It's about being strong enough, fast enough, you know, and ready to deal with these enemies. But yeah. Figured I'd go ahead and just play a little bit more, and I had fun. I'm enjoying it, but kind of at the same time, finally we're heading north, so we can finish the top half of the map. Hopefully, I do expect that I will be losing track of items, or just not finding things, but hopefully we'll get as much as we can get done in one go, and then essentially move the story forward and get somewhere. The only thing that's getting dangerous is like I'm getting close to Act 2, and I really should make a point to play the other character and get them forward and, you know, further, and try to get to Act 3 before this character moves to Act 2. Just so that at least, you know, one character doesn't like supersede the other one, which may eventually happen, just because I'm having fun playing as this one. But we'll see. I need a bunch of money at some point, which I don't know what level I'll do the whole, you know, dumping of everything until I really should wait until close to the end of the act anyway. Like once I face Galahad, maybe then it'll matter. Go ahead and like, because the longer you wait, the more things you'll find and the more things you can like just kind of dump and sell all at once and stuff like that. More levels you have, yada yada. But I think there is kind of a limit to how much money you should really just have available to you. You should at least be able to buy everything that you need and then upgrade some things and then just have some cash on you. But yeah, have fun.